Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? It's your boy Cool Eagle. This is another episode of Cool Eagle SNE TV. In today's topics, man, we're talking about teams that I'm looking at during this Eagles bye week. A much needed bye week for my Philadelphia Eagles, just because of all the plethora of injuries that we have. Jalen Hurts, that scary event that we seen after he got what I thought intentionally hit by Micah Parsons with the intent to injure. I'm not going to go into that, but it's my opinion that the Cowboys players were trying to injure Eagles players. But that's beside the point. The teams that I'm looking at right now during the Eagles bye week, first off, the Houston Texans, and I'll tell you why. CJ Stroud has been on a immense tear in the league, throwing 14 touchdowns to only one interception. That's better than a lot of quarterbacks in the league. That's better than Jalen Hurts. That's better than Dak Prescott. Now, his QBR might not say that because obviously he's still around like middle of the pack, kind of what a certain NFC East quarterback is, but we're going to disregard that. I'm looking at the Texans because they are 4-4, right? And they had the chance, right, to really take a hold on the division with a win, a possible upset over the Cincinnati Bengals, who they play on Sunday. So I'm really looking towards that game just because if they win and the Jaguars happen to lose to a struggling 49ers team, like, obviously it takes the Jaguars out of the contenders or pretenders conversation. And it brings to light that CJ Stroud is probably going to win Rookie of the Year if he does that. Because no rookie is doing what he's doing right now. After the show he put on the Buccaneers defense last week, throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns, 470 some yards, the most by any rookie all time. That's crazy. So I'm looking at the Texans this week simply because is CJ Stroud the official lock for Offensive Rookie of the Year? What can he do against a really good team like the Cincinnati Bengals, who are starting to look hot going into the middle half of the season, right? Another team that I'm looking at is the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow has really, really come alive after a horrific start the first 3 games. Um, Likely due to the calf injury. Like, that's what the media is telling us. And obviously we can kind of believe that, as we do know that Joe Burrow has been struggling with a calf injury the first couple weeks, which appears to not be bothering him these past couple weeks because he's been on a tear. The Cincinnati Bengals are 5-3 in a competitive division that is led by the Baltimore Ravens at 7-2. Yeah, yeah. The second place team in that division, I believe it's the Browns, or no. It's the Steelers actually at 5-3. Shout out Mike Tomlin, another winning record. But still might not do anything in the playoffs, obviously. You got the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Bengals. That's crazy. Like, they're pretty much what the NFC East was last year. Um, so looking at the Bengals to see if they can like continue their hot start and not be upset by a hot Houston Texans team that really seems to believe in CJ Stroud, who I believe is a lock in for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Leave your thoughts in the comments if you think differently or just whatever, right? Another team that I'm looking at is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, a lot of people are saying the Baltimore Ravens are looking like Super Bowl favorites. However, if you're a logical football fan, well, not even just logical, but just a fan of history, right? You want to see what this Baltimore Ravens team can do in the playoffs because we've seen what Lamar Jackson can do. Like, he's an MVP of this league, a generational talent, if you will. The Baltimore Ravens pride themselves on the run and really good defense, which they have been doing. The Baltimore Ravens are a top 10 defense with a top 10 offense, recipe for success. But we still got to see what they got to do in the postseason. So, they have a game coming up. Who they play? I'm trying to hold on. They play the Browns this week. A division game. A division game they play this week. A really good division game because the Browns are a really good team. Deshaun Watson appears to be looking really good after coming off that shoulder injury. So curious to see what he does. If you were to ask a betting man like myself, I'm clearly going to take the Ravens in this one just because that Cleveland offense just doesn't they don't pop out enough for me, right? We know what the Baltimore Ravens can do when they run the ball, and Lamar Jackson becoming a really good, improved passer out of the pocket. Um, and then you look at a Cleveland offense that's not really that explosive. We're still trying to figure out, is Deshaun Watson like deserving of that huge contract they gave him? What's the offense going to look like with a non-existent Nick Chubb? Now, I like Kareem Hunt, but if he can turn back the hands of time and be what he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, then we got something to talk about, right? But I got the Ravens winning this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's down to the wire and the Browns end up winning it because the Browns are a really good defense. Myles Garrett is really making a showcase for his Defensive Player of the Year nomination. I mean, like, what more can you say? The Browns have been really good well, on the defensive side of the ball for sure, for sure. Another team that I'm looking at is the San Francisco 49ers. Because the Niners, what we thought they were in the first 5 games, they clearly have not been the last 3. Now, the losses all came to really good teams. All right. We saw what happened in that Cleveland game. We saw what happened in the Minnesota game. And I can't remember the last game they lost, but wasn't a very good outing by Brock Purdy. A lot of questions. Is this who he really is, or were those 3 games just an anomaly? And the Niners are going to go on a 7-game win streak. Oh, some shit. Like, man, look, the NFL is an any given Sunday league for sure. So Brock Purdy is going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are still on that borderline contender team. But I think the Jaguars are a legit contender. They have a really good head coach. They have a top 10 quarterback in the league. Travis Etienne is really good at what he does as one of those flex backs, if you want to call him, like Austin Eckler, what have you. They have a really good wide receiving core. The tight end is really solid. Defense knows how to get after the quarterback with a Foye Oluokun. And excuse me if I'm botching his name. But, man, that defense, man. So I'm not going to be surprised if the Jaguars end up beating these guys. But the 49ers, they're going to have a lot of questions to answer, like depending on how this game goes. Because if they lose and Brock Purdy plays well, you're going to talk about Steve Wilks and his role with the team and how the defense is letting him down and all that. But if you are the 49ers, right, and you lose and Brock Purdy plays bad, now you're talking about more than one facet of the team. Now you're talking about, is Brock Purdy who they thought the 49ers are they who the 49ers thought he was? Or, because they gave up a lot for Trey Lance, right? And then they shipped him off to Dallas, still paying him. And then you brought in Sam Darnold, paying him $5 million. You got these high contracts like throughout the whole team, and now you're going to have a question of quarterback if Brock Purdy plays bad. And the 49ers go on a 4-game losing streak. So I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. Like, what do you think? Who are your teams that y'all going to be watching going into this this week without the Philadelphia Eagles? And I think the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins and the Chiefs. The Eagles, Dolphins, and the Chiefs are all on the bye week. So let's see what these non-winning teams. I'm sorry. Let's see what this week without the winning teams are going to do. Curious to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment. I'm trying to see what the hell's going on with this event I'm at. This event's supposed to start at 12. I was expecting some barbecue. It's almost 1:30. God damn it, and I ain't seen no damn barbecue. But tell me what you guys in the comments. Leave your love and all that. And Cool Eagle, we'll talk to you guys soon.